Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Cheeky Journals. I'm Tracy and today in this video we are making more tags for the 100-day project. So I am going to be showing you how I have made 3 tags and this is for day 4, 5 and 6. So I have just used that Tim Holtz stencil with some distress ink in the tea dye shade and I've gone over the whole tag just to create a background. Now this image that I'm fussy cutting around is from the book called The Pocket Encyclopedia of Wildflowers. Now if you're not familiar with this book, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's got beautiful floral images in it, and when I go to a thrift store, I'm always looking for a second copy of this book or even anything similar to it because they just don't make books like this anymore. These days, when I'm looking through them, it's mostly photographs that they're publishing, and I'm sure that's great for people that are looking into gardening or identifying flowers, but I just really love the vintage look of this. So I am now going into my scrap drawer and I've pulled out this piece of paper that I've got and I'm just tearing around the text, trying to get something that I can add to the tag, and I really love how that turned out there. So I know that I want to use it at the bottom in the right corner, and then I'm just going to be adding the flower over the text. For these tags, I am mostly trying to use things that are in my scrap drawer with the odd thing here or there that I find from a magazine or a book like this image. Now I know that I want to use this piece of lace, I'm just not quite sure where I would like it yet. And whenever something like this happens, my top tip would be to move on to the next thing. And I know that I want to add a phrase to this tag, so that's what I'm going to next. And I immediately knew that I wanted to put the phrase in the middle, right over the flower, and that made my decision so much more easy for where I want to put the lace. And then I'm going to be using this hemp cord just to add to the top of the tag. Moving on to the second tag, I've got this stamp. It is a text stamp from the Tim Holtz range, and I'm going to be using some distress ink in the color called Old Paper, and I'm going to be adding that text all over the label. And then I'm using another piece from my scrap drawer. This is a brown piece of paper actually that I used to punch out a whole bunch of scallops, and I'm just attaching it to the tag with some glue. The paper is quite thin, so I'm just getting all the bubbles out of it and I'm just pushing it down with my fingers. I want to use this floral stamp in the middle of it, so this is a used stamp that I'm just putting down there. I'm in a very floral mood, so that's what's happening over here. All these tags have a floral theme. These are more pieces from my scrap drawer, a small piece of lace, and I'm just adding that there half over the stamp, and then just a normal plain fabric that I'm adding here at the bottom. And then I'm going to use this paper. This was tea stain paper, and it's a piece that I've cut off that I just love the look of. So I've just stamped out this word discover, and I'm going to cut around it so that the fabric is still showing, and then I'm using the black archival ink and I'm just adding some distressed look around the edges, and I don't completely like how that one came out, and that's why I stamped out 3 in case this happens. Then I've got some backup happening there. So I'm giving it another go, and with the second time it just came out much better, and that's the one that I end up going with. So I'm just adding that over the fabric. And then I'm using some lace to add to the top of the tag, and I'm just giving it a tie there. This is the best way for me to add this lace because it is quite bulky. And for the third and last tag, I've decided to use this piece of old fabric that I've got. It's another cut off piece, and I really love how the edges of it's busy fraying and you just get those ruffles of fabric happening. And this is a piece, half of a label that I've got left, and I am just going to be adding that to it and just giving it a trim, and then I can always use that piece that I've trimmed off on another label. And these pieces of brown paper is actually from fabric that I bought, and it was wrapped in this, and I have used it in one of my layouts. I can't remember which one, and these are actually the leftover pieces. So I'm just adding that to the tag, and then I've got this beautiful old used stamp. It looks very old, not sure how old though, but it looks old, and I know I want to add it to the tag. So I'm just playing around with it, deciding where I would like it, and I quite like how it looks there at the top, and I'm just going to be cutting a piece of it off so it looks like it's half off the label. And then that piece there just quite didn't look right, so I just torn a piece off, and it looks much better now. I didn't like the straight edges on it. This is just a stamp, and I'm adding it to the top and the bottom of the label. And this piece of die cut is from a Tim Holtz pack, and I've decided to add that over the top as my focal image. And I've been saving this piece for so long, and I really love the way that I have used it on this tag. And then I'm going back to those trusty old phrase stickers, and I'm just going through it, trying to get one that speaks to me. And this one ends up being too long, it doesn't really fit on the tag, so I've just put it back there, and I've decided to go for another one that just is going to fit on the tag much better. And then that's day 4, 5, and 6. At the time of doing this voiceover, we are actually on day 14, and I've surprisingly stayed up to date. So far so well, but I've still got a whole lot of days to go. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!